in a golf club, the angle that you create between your arms and club shaft, as I just referenced, has to come out somewhere. And when it comes out down at the bottom, as I've spoken so many times, this club head can swing left, the club head can swing right, the handle can go right, the handle can go left, the toe can turn down, the loft can turn up. So there's many ways that we can navigate the handle. Today I want to talk a little bit more about the left hand and how we are going to use this well-documented grip that I promoted on my channel. If you haven't checked out my grip series, I know it gets a little boring, but I promise you that video series will take your golf to a new level. If you didn't listen to or watched any other videos, those would help you. Today I want to talk about a little thing that John Daly was doing at the PNC Championship just recently, where Tiger Woods narrowly missed out winning from Bernard Langer. Go Bernard. And there's lots to talk about by both Bernard Langer's swing and John Daly's swing. But John Daly was seen warming up, making some swings just with his left hand and swinging the golf club. And he was asked, why, John, do you hit shots with your left hand only? And it was really quite an interesting answer. If you look at John's grip, it's really quite strong, and one of the ingredients that I promote on my channel is not necessarily talking about a strong grip, but really talking about how I promote the pressure of the pad on the golf club. Now, the ultimate pivot point of this golf club is the top hand. It's the linkage between the shoulder and the club head, and when that left hand operates through strike, when that club is swinging, we've been taught so often that we want to promote that bowing of the left wrist. Now, with my left hand in place here, as I'm starting to swing this golf club, and I did a great video long time ago now, Power Impact, where I really talked about how this club can swing and how that left wrist can hold its shape. And that was precisely what John is doing. Now, you'll tend to see that golf swings that are, that wasn't the greatest of strikes, tend to see that golf swings that are longer tend to be, longer in set. Club shaft gets closer to parallel. You'll tend to see stronger holds. Not always, but you'll tend to see stronger holds. And really, John has the longest backswing of them all. And it's no shock to me, and shouldn't be really a shock to you, that the only way that kind of golf swing can work is if the grip is more strong. Because ultimately, a longer swing creates more leverage, more angle, and more shaft lean, more handle forwards, will tend to gesture the face open. So when John has a long backswing and a strong grip, there are a couple of ingredients that work well with each other. But today I want to really talk about how the length of the swing and the grip, really, they do go hand in hand, but the length of the swing really is going to be set by how much we're going to use this leverage. So how much angle you create between your forearms and the club shaft, this angle in here, is very much something that gives a golfer speed. The more we see set, the more we would tend to see speed down at the bottom. And that speed down at the bottom is something that we're all looking for. We're all getting a little bit older, and we're all being taught, for a lot of the time, less face rotation, less release, and all of the ingredients that end up making you a bit more of a Steve Stricker-like golfer, rather than a golfer that is a little bit more like a John Daly. Now, the more you're like a John Daly in your golf swing, the more chance you're going to have of creating speed. The more you're like a Steve Stricker, the more you're going to create potentially accuracy. So the blend of the two, I believe you can have. hold the club well, and you'll have more chance of being able to use more set. Now, this set in a golf club, the angle that you create between your arms and club shaft, as I just referenced, has to come out somewhere. And when it comes out down at the bottom, as I've spoken so many times, this club head can swing left, the club head can swing right, the handle can go right, the handle can go left, the toe can turn down, the loft can turn up. So there's many ways that we can navigate the handle, and there's many ways we can navigate the head in space, and then we can navigate where the loft points as well, whether the loft's going to point down, whether it's going to point to the sky when the club's unloading. A lot of that is going to come down to a myriad of ingredients that go into your golf swing. And if you follow enough of my content, I talk about all of those various ingredients, and with the aid of Sportsbox going forwards, I'm going to do even more on that, those topics, those ingredients that will give you some measurements that Sportsbox allows us to measure when you video your own swing at home. And if you want to get a bit of a discount code on any Sportsbox products, use my code in the descriptions and you'll be able to get that. So as the golf club is unloading with my hold, as the club's unloading, what we're starting to feel is that when the club's unloading, I'm going to reproduce the angle that's created between my forearm and my knuckles, if you like. Now, a lot of golfers will think the more strong I have a grip, the more knuckles I'll show. Well, as we all know, the more you place the hand or the club in the palm of your hand, we can show more knuckles. But in my world and in my belief, that becomes still a very, very weak hold, even though I'm showing a lot of knuckles. So as I say, check out that grip series video because that's really going to help you. So getting back to what John was feeling, long backswing, as he unloads the golf club, as he unloads it, it's very easy for him with a stronger hold that when he unloads the club that he turns the face down. What he's looking for is to swing the golf club, and when it swings that he allows the loft of the golf club to look more up to the sky. And the more the club can swing and the loft can look up to the sky, you can see that John is able to turn what is perceived to be a hooker's grip into a grip that really can deliver some very neutral ball flights. That golf club is swinging and it's producing a very neutral face to path value. There's my hold, there's my set, there's my swing. As the club swings, there's the loft pointing back up to the sky. There's the set, there's the swing. So as we do that, that longer backswing that John has, all of the speed that he's now encountering down at the bottom of the golf ball, because the club has immense energy for someone that swung it, you know, the top of his game, he was the longest guy on tour. Incredible speed down at the bottom. So that club does have an opportunity to turn the toe down. So this left-hand grip, swing drill, trying to get the ball going straight is a great asset. So then when you start to put both hands on the club, as I get this golf club swinging, I'm going to feel exactly the same sensation with my left hand, which will allow me to feel like the club can swing, but I'm still going to create some crease in my left wrist as it unloads. Now, if you were to slow it down, there is no doubt that you would see more of a flattening off of the left wrist. If you are moving a light end faster than a heavy end and you have some sort of grip that is strong, it is going to look like the wrist is bowing, and I believe this is where we get caught up in dynamics and positions. They're not the same thing. And so from that point, just because a handle is moving much quicker and it pulls my left wrist into flexion, it doesn't mean to say that I'm trying to create that impression or that position. For me, I'm actually trying to sense the press down of the handle, the crease of the left wrist that is allowed to work with that hold that I've placed on at the start. So the drill that John was doing on the PNC range just before he was going to go out, and again, John playing immense golf at his time of life, was giving him the opportunity to make that face to path value super neutral from someone that has a really long back. If you're tired of paying too much for your premium leather golf gloves, head over to gxgolfgloves.com. These are gloves trusted by tour players and elite amateurs alike. Use my code GOODCOACHING to receive 10% off your next order. Go try them out. You won't be disappointed. Swing. Lots of set and a strong hold. And if you've applied my grip and you've followed that grip series, and then you're starting to battle with the ball going a little bit left, that's a little drill that I would really recommend. Hopefully that's been insightful. Do consider subscribing while you're here. Thank you so much for watching, and that, my friends, you guessed it, it's good coaching.